Are you wondering how much you need to invest to get a certain amount of income each year? In this video, I'm going to show you an easy formula to figure that out. Hi, I'm Camille Gaines. I share here what I've learned from almost 40 years of investing now and creating multiple income streams from stocks, real estate, and online businesses over the past 15 years or so. So in this video, I want to share with you a really easy formula to see how much investment income you can get from a certain amount of money that you have invested. And I was inspired to make this video, and I wrote an entire article about it at retirecertain.com. So if you're interested in this, it does have some more information. But I was inspired. I was working with a financial coaching client, and she's looking to retire, and we were looking to see how much income she could get from her investments if she didn't withdraw the principal from her investments. In other words, she didn't take money out of her investment account. She just took the income that it generated. So in this example, that would be dividend income and bond interest in this specific example. So let's look at that and see. So what you do is you take the monthly income. We're going to take a nice round $10,000 a month just for fun, and say times 12, and that's $120,000 a year. Now you divide that by the yield that you think you can get from your investments. So let's use an example of about 3.5% for our first example, and we're going to look at several different yields, because what I really want you to see in this video, in addition to getting the formula and having fun playing with it, is I want you to see how much the yield affects how much money you need after you retire, or if you're looking to do this same strategy where you're not spending down your retirement yet, you're just living off the investment income. So let's say if you had a diversified portfolio between dividend focused stocks, income focused stocks, and also in U.S. Treasury bonds. That's a very typical portfolio these days, or maybe it's not just in treasuries, maybe it's also in some more income focused funds, ETFs, or maybe some funds that are managed by wealth managers. But a typical portfolio might yield about 3.5%, which is quite low these days. So let's take that, and let's take the 10,000. Here's the formula. Desired income every month, 10,000 times 12 for 12 months out of the year, 120,000. That gives us the annual desired income, and then we divide that by the yield. In this example, we're looking at 3.5%. Well, holy cow, that's $3,428,000 some odd dollars, right? So that's quite high. But that is sort of the income that's generated right now from investments as of this recording from a fairly typical portfolio. Yes, you can get more. Let's look at that. Okay, so let's look at another example with a more, a higher yielding. Let's keep it at dividend stocks. There's so many different ways you could go with this. And I'll talk more about that as we play with these different yields. So let's look at 6%. Let's say that 120,000 divided by 6%, that comes out to $2 million. Wow, it's dropped by over $1,400,000 some odd thousand just by increasing that dividend yield from 3.5% to 6%. 6% is not crazy for dividend stocks these days for a well-diversified portfolio. For example, AT&T, as of this video, is yielding over 6%. So that would be an example of a company that has a yield that is in that range that we're looking at. And again, there's so many rules around this, diversification and safety and all that. That's not what this is about. This is simply about looking at how much you have to invest to get a certain amount of income from your investments. All right? Then let's look at another example. A lot of companies like REITs and MLPs, higher perceived risk, they are yielding in the 9% range. And they're running anywhere from 3% on up to 15% and higher. But let's just use something like 9%. It's sort of in the middle of the yields that REITs and MLPs are paying now. And let's look at that number. So if we take the 120,000 and divide that by 9%, we're at $1,333,000 invested to generate that kind of income. Now, there's all different kinds of scenarios you could do. Let's look at one that maybe is real estate rentals and maybe something that has dividend stocks with covered calls sold on them. Something like that might yield in the 15% range. So just for fun, let's take a look at that. Let's say the $120,000 divided by 15%, which is quite high, $800,000 though. That's how much you need. So remember, in general, the higher the yield, the more risk you're taking. I feel like I absolutely have to say that. And the yield, though, as you can see, is such an important factor in figuring out how much you need when you retire. Now, remember, the traditional retirement model that, as I talk about in other videos, is based on spending down your retirement money. This is simply looking at how much income you can get from your investments. And that's what I wanted to share with you in this video. Come see me over at retirecertain.com if you like this topic and you'd like to read my entire blog post about this. I have a lot more information. Click the thumbs up button below the video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Thanks for watching.